High performance at a low cost. That is the tagline of the Caley wedges, and that is music to this mere mortal's ears. I love to find the deep discount value brands that can perform just as well as the big OEMs. And today we're gonna find out if the Caley wedges can do that. These wedges are $149 for a single wedge, or you can get a set of these for $299, so $100 per wedge. And at $100 per wedge, you're about $80 to $90 less than the big OEMs out there, and you're on par with things like Tacoma, which I've really loved. Will we get the same performance out of the Caley Golf wedges out here on course? I'm gonna put them to the test in the real world here in a number of different conditions to find out. We're gonna have some fun. Let's get to work. All right, so we're gonna start here on this hole with just a little chip shot, little uphill chip shot. Now, I really like the look of these wedges, and I like the weight of them in hand, nice and sturdy. I particularly like a heavier wedge, and this is absolutely that. But nice full face groove, big looking hitting area, nice and rounded. We're gonna start off with the 60-degree wedge. Drove that one in low. You can see that secondary check, which is great to see. So I gotta actually hit this a little bit further, like that. And look at that thing check right up. That is nice, man. Oh boy, I would love to do that in a competition. That breaks your opponent's back when you're off the green. They're thinking you might make a bogey and you do something like that. That is sweet. There's another one. I kind of bounced that one in, so we didn't get quite the checkup. But distance control, again, very good. And the way the sole was designed, it was a forgiving result there. Again, another tap in. Again, some nice check on that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh, I like that a lot. Let's head over here to this bunker. All right, I got 56-degree wedge, medium bunker shot. I do need to get it up in the air rather quickly. Here we go. Hit it a little too hard, but we did again get that secondary check, which is nice. Came out real easy. And somewhere in between those two shots would be perfect. I'll try to get just a little steeper here with my swing. That's the distance. Again, some nice check there. And that is everything, I think. I nailed it all there, finally, on shot 4. There's another good one. All right, very happy out of the bunker here with the 56-degree wedge. Let's go to the next test. We're gonna stay at this hole, but we're gonna go to this other bunker. So I'm gonna be a little bit more short-sighted, and the grade of this green is gonna be all downhill. So I've gotta just pop it up right to about here, and then hopefully it's gonna trickle down. More of a flop bunker shot, if you will. For this, I'm really gonna open up and take a steep angle of attack. Oh, that was perfect in terms of the landing spot. And I will take that shot all day. Can I repeat it though? That's always the question. Yeah, again, really hit my spot from a distance perspective. Didn't quite get all the way there, but I would take that shot any day of the week. That one I hit a little shorter. It did kick onto the green there. Honestly, I'd probably take that. All in all, very versatile with this wedge in terms of how they've ground this thing down. You've got some nice relief there on the trailing edge, which allows you to open it up. I'm really liking the package here. Really clean looks, and they look even better in the back of my Caddy Daddy bag. This bag, high performance, incredible price. You've got a fabric here that is scratch resistant. They're absolutely beautiful. They're on par with the best of the best, and they give us a discount code, the Let's Play Through community, which I will leave down below for you to save some money off one of these. Caddy Daddy, that's the bag to get. That's what I've been playing here for a couple of years and absolutely love it. Now we're gonna go to more of like a flop shot. I'm gonna go behind this bunker, see if I can flop it over. I gotta carry this bunker, obviously, and then we'll see where it lands. So I wanna see if I can slide this club under. About that same landing spot, maybe even the fringe would be good for this shot if I can pull that off. It slid right under nicely. Now I pulled that one left, so got to adjust my aim a little. Whoop. There we go. Is that enough? Oh! Need to hit it a little further. This is a low percentage shot, but sometimes it's the only shot you've got. And in this particular position, that's really the only shot I would have. But it takes a lot of time and practice to get this one right. That one was pretty well perfect right there. My fourth attempt. If we talk about the club itself though, again, the way this grind profile is, it allows it to slide right underneath. There we go. Now I'm starting to dial it in. Landing nice and softly there as well. All right, can I do 3 in a row? Yes. Oh, yes. Look at that check right up. Which again, on that particular downslope, the fact that it only rolled out, I don't know, a foot there, maybe less, is amazing because this grade is super, super steep. On a putt, I would just have to start it and it's gonna get to the hole. So incredible wedge here. I love this. We got more testing to do though. Let's get to the fairway, pull out the 50-degree wedge and see if we can hit some nice sizzlers at sticks. Let's do it. All right, I'm just surveying what I'm working with here because this is gonna be a tough shot. It's uphill to where that pin is. That pin's right at the crest and then it's downhill from there. So distance control is going to be at a premium. Let's see if I can dial it in. I'm gonna go back to 100 yards here in the fairway. 50-degree wedge in hand. One hop and stop is what I'm hoping for. Oof, that really exploded off the face. That's probably long. Probably long. Man, these things have some pop to them. I was hitting them out on the range and I realized they had some pop out there, but boy, that exploded. That's not a bad thing. Now I just know what I need to do. I need to settle off this one a little bit. Nice and low. Let's see if we nailed it there. Yeah, a little short. Spin-wise, did release there a little bit. That's on a pretty good line if it's the distance. Now that seemed to stop pretty quickly. It did drip off to the right a little bit because again, the slope of this green is pretty extreme. This is a tough shot to get tight, but I would take that, I think. All right, I got 3 more balls here. Turf interaction is nice, I'll say that. Not taking too big of a divot. And it's not too thin either. It's really right where I like it to be. It feels good coming off this face. I wouldn't say this is the softest wedge I've ever played because this isn't a forged wedge, this is a cast wedge, but the feel is nice. 2 more here. Pulled those last 2 a little bit. At least we'll have an idea of how they check. Let's see if I can attack on my 6th shot here. Well, that's still left. Tending to pull it here. Let's go survey the scene. Boy, those last 3, I actually nailed the distance. So that got better. I just started to pull it there as we went. Now, let's take a look here at the spin. And I do get this question a lot. You know, people are like, well, maybe you should play a spinnier ball, or, you know, maybe that ball doesn't have enough spin, yada, yada. The thing is, I consistently play the same ball, the Volvic Condor, so that I can really know between club to club what the differences are. So it's always the same ball, so we know. This is a pitch mark right here, but I'm assuming, Sean, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's this one right here. So that was at about 11 feet worth of rollout. Again, we're on a pretty steep grade here. This one was better. It's just got a little bit of a drip down, I'd say, you know, 6 feet or so. These are the ones that are most telling though, because they're up top where it's a little bit flatter. And Sean's telling me that they landed around here. So we got a couple of marks here. So this is 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 feet and into the fringe a little bit. I would say we got some significant roll on there. We weren't getting quite as much spin on that particular shot. I was also not really driving down into the ball. We've got one more test to do here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rank these wedges from Caley Golf. All right, so in the last test here, I'm going to give myself not such a great lie, and we're short-sighted as well. 56-degree wedge in hand, and I'm in the Bermuda. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They come to Florida or places that have Bermuda grass, and they're just not used to their wedge kind of sticking in there. Let's see what we get here from these Caleys. That came through pretty nice. Is that in the hole? Oh, 2 lip ounce already today. Yeah, it's coming right through that rough. Now that one didn't quite get the check. It sort of got fringe boosted. That had that little secondary check on it. Last one here. Oop, I hit that too hard. Check. It was a tough shot. A tough shot. Again, I'd say a fair result. Obviously this one was great. These three are serviceable, but they're gonna be tough up and downs to make this putt. But I'm now ready to rank these wedges. Let's go ahead and do that. Our first category here is going to be feel. For feel, I'm gonna give these a 4 out of 5. Like I said, especially from the fairway, very nice for a cast wedge, I think. It's not going to be as nice as one of those forged wedges as I mentioned, but it's pretty darn good. Now, second category here is spin. And that first test, I was really impressed with the spin that I got. I wasn't so impressed on the fairway spin that we got, but again, it might have been the type of shot I hit. I was taking a little bit off of that one. All in all though, from what I can tell, all the tests we did here today, again, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars for spin. When it comes to versatility, I think this is where this club really excels. I think it did excellent once I dialed in the flop shot, got through the Bermuda very well. All in all, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 here for versatility. When it comes to aesthetics, I really, really love what Caley has done here. Obviously, it matches their irons, but you got that nice polished chrome throughout. You've got nice milling on the face. Very similar to what Titleist perfected in their spin milling. And that full face groove, the look up at address, I think they really nailed it. So for me, that's a full 5 out of 5. Now, when it comes to value, for a single wedge at full MSRP, they're saying it's $199 on the website. On sale right now for $149. At $149, I think that is decent, okay? But it's really the 3 wedge set where the value comes into play. And I think that's definitely going to be what you're gonna wanna do if you opt for the Caley wedges here. All in all, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 if we were going single wedge. And for that pack, I'm gonna bump that up to 4. So here on your screen is the number, a solid performer here from Caley Golf. And if you do wanna check out those irons that I reviewed, I'm gonna leave that video for you here. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We're doing multiple reviews a week here on Let's Play Through. I'll catch you next time.